It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we get to watch Greg Dulcich. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Broncos and the Bears, and it comes your way next.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into full. The Bears defense ready to get rolling again. 3-0 are they on the new year. And the one we'll be watching is this man at linebacker.
And he was an absolute beast last week. Wound up with 3 sacks on the ball game. There were times he fought through guys. Other times he was almost untouched. He really put it all together in that one.
Now the third-year man back and healthy. It's Javonte Williams. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Wilson. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. 7 yards there and a first down. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
This is 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this. Back out is the Bears defense. They've got to defend a tough spot here. Their backs to their own end zone. It's 1st and goal. Christopher Dunn on for the extra point. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gets them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. The Chicago defensive unit back out there. They trail here in the second quarter as this next drive begins with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calais Campbell on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play. Holding him to no gain.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
Back out is the Bears defense. Their guys have the lead here in this first half. They'll try to further the cause on their end as this drive begins 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Jervon Dexter brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The 1st sack of his NFL career.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. Now Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something different.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
When they get off the field on 3rd down, an excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series, and on that series, they adjusted so well that
the Chicago defensive unit back out there. Well, the football just inside the 40, so a tough task for him here. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as we say goodbye to September and take a look around the NFL here on this first day of October. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there we say, so long, America. Hello, England. As we head over the Atlantic to check out the action in London, where it was the host Jaguars who were able to come away with the victory. Zay Jones leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. Teddy Bridgewater, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. It was a veteran Leonard Fournette with the strong first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of...
Back out is the Bears defense. They'll play with a lead here to begin this third quarter. Looking for another solid half of football to carry them to victory. Play action. Now Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
On second down, Cook. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Chicago defensive unit back out there. They'll start by looking at a 1st and 10 at the 25. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. That's the NFL vet Calais Campbell coming in and dragging him down.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Dominique Robinson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. He's still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing.
Back out is the Bears defense. They've been the better of the 2 sides so far. They've got the 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they try to see this one through to the finish. Now Wilson on 1st down. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Allowed force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. The Chicago defensive unit back out there. They've been terrific all game long, have not let this offense get on track, and they try to close this one out here in the fourth. To throw is Wilson. He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On third down, Wilson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That is caught and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
First down, Denver.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. There's Wilson to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Back out is the Bears defense. They'll be summoned one more time here in the final minute of this football game. Here's Wilson.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a 2nd and 10. Wilson. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Well, the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears.
Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for the Bears, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0.
And they will hit the road next